guys. So I did some videos a few, probably August time, and I showed you all my books, and obviously that has changed a lot in that time. So I'm going to show you all of them, and it's going to be 2 parts probably. The other few videos, they was on TikTok, so this is going to be on YouTube. And I'll put it on TikTok. So this book is now going to be an audiobook, and that's going to be probably August. But I have Crystal Woods in the works as well, so I'm doing both at the same time. So this is also, you can also get this on Unlimited, Kindle Unlimited and paperback. And talking about Crystal Woods, I was doing some recording today, and my recording software decides to crash. So I had to do it all over again. So this is also the hardback, so obviously you can see. And you can get this on Kindle Unlimited. I will be doing a separate one for just Kindle Unlimited, because some people might not know that all my books are Kindle Unlimited. Well, some are and some aren't. I don't know. It's strange how Amazon works. So this is Believing. You can get this in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, I believe. I think you can get Kindle Unlimited for Believing. I'm not quite sure. Then this is the 4th book, and I finished this in July, and I think I published it on my best friend's birthday. One of my best friend's birthday, and this is the hard copy. This is the hard copy. You can get that on Kindle Unlimited, or you can, I don't know. And this is Emily Forrester. So this includes book 1 and 2, so together. You see, at first you see Emily and Kieran and her best friend, and then book 2 is the next one after the cliffhanger of book 1, because their dad, I think it's their dad. Hang on. Let me just refresh my memory. So I know in book 2, Kieran fosters Emily's best friend, Ellie. I'm not quite sure because I think Emily got taken into care. I think it shows her discovering she's got a brother and then a sister, I think. Then book 2, Emily's brother fosters Ellie. But I'm not quite sure. I might have to read it again. This is Belonging. And Lily has always hated birthdays, so she goes on a journey to find out, and she's like traumatized because she's seen her parents die in a car crash, and she was like only little. And that was when her and her older brother Jeffrey got put into care. And she tracks down her foster parents, and that leads to her finding out that she's got an older sister. Now, I wrote this in 2010. Now, all my friends know how obsessed I am with Cinderella. And my dad thought of this idea for me to write a version of Cinderella, but my own version. So, Ella Rose is forced to do the housework, and it's up to Ella Rose and Harry to stand up to their father and tell him what his wife would think of him. And will Ella Rose's father rethink and be more like a father to Ella Rose and Harry? I wrote this in 2017. Now, I just love the cover. And 7-year-olds might like this book, and I would recommend this to anyone that is 7. So Autumn Rowe is 7 years old, and she believes in all things magical, just like any 7-year-old should. And her family and her friends' parents surprise Autumn and her friends with a day out for a picnic. And they get to the forest, and it's the enchanted forest. And Autumn and her friends start to play hide and seek. And they end up meeting the Queen Fairy, who is leaving. And there's an evil fairy who is the good fairy sister. And can Autumn and her friends save the forest and the magical creatures that live there before it's too late? Okay, so this is a collection of 10 stories, and it's the first ever adventure, like in 10 books, hard copy. And yeah, I wrote this in 2011. 11. I wrote this in 2011. And then this is On My Days. This is Happily Ever After. So far I've had this with 2 copies. One copy I got published first, and then the second copy I got published last year. And Tess gets an offer to live in a palace, and she meets 2 ghosts, finds out her mother's past, finally meets her uncle and cousins and her dad's parents, gets in a relationship, sees her big sister and niece that she never knew, turns 19, gets engaged, sees old friends and family, gets pregnant, has a baby girl, gets married, has a operation and ends up in hospital, rekindles her relationship with her parents, and her younger brother comes to stay. Will she get her happy ending she's always wanted and live happily ever after like she deserves? So I wrote this book in 2015 and I finished in 2016. that took me the longest, I think, by the looks of it. Look. So this is going home. I'm not sure where Heartbroken is. I think it's in this pile somewhere. So this is book 2. I am currently on book 3, which is what I'm writing. I've got plans for it to be released in April on the 26th. So, 15 years later, Ava Rihanna, married to Mason, comes back to her old school with her own daughter, Donna, who is 9, who has trouble making friends after her accident. Back at home, goes on adventures, finds out lots of secrets about her mother, who has been hiding them from her. Donna ends up going up to the attic and finding an old box stuffed in the back of the old wardrobe, and in that box beholds a lot more secrets. Ava's pain of a broken heart comes back. Old friends and family come and visit. The new family arrive with lots more secrets. Mr. and Mrs. Green make a return, and Ava's heart is betrayed and broken once again because of their betrayal. Confession is told, the family is reunited, and the past come back to haunt Ava. Was it a good idea coming back to her old school, and will her broken heart ever be mended? And this is Marianne. I wrote this in 2020 when, Marianne is 14 years old and has lived in a care home since she was 9 years old. She has 2 brothers and 2 sisters. And she receives a letter from her parents, and it says that they are fighting for custody, and they have changed since being in rehab. She ends up suffering a broken heart for the first time when she dumps him after discovering he is older than he says he is. So, I absolutely love mermaids. And Casey Baker has a secret. She is a mermaid. But how long can she keep it a secret from her best friend, Emily? So I'm just going to do this, and then I'm going to do part 2. So this is Ellie Louise's amazing story of her life. And Ellie Louise lived with her dad, her triplet brothers, and 2 older sisters. And when their dad gets ill and goes into hospital, Ellie Louise's grandma calls the social, and they're put into care. Will Ellie Louise's dad be home in time for Christmas? Be ready for part 2, guys.